Let's be honest, guys, asking a girl out can feel like navigating a minefield. One wrong step and boom, you're stuck in the friend zone, or worse, she's ghosting you. You see, most guys make the same critical mistakes, the kind that instantly kill the attraction and leave them wondering where they went wrong. But here's the good news, you don't have to be one of those guys. In this video, I'm going to break down the most common mistakes guys make when trying to ask a girl out, and more importantly, I'm going to give you the exact strategies to avoid them. We're going to dive deep into the psychology of attraction, understand what women are really looking for, and equip you with the confidence and tools to make her say yes. So, if you're ready to ditch the dating disasters and finally learn how to ask a girl out with confidence and charisma, hit that like button and let's get started. This is the kiss of death, gentlemen. Waiting for the perfect moment to ask a girl out is like waiting for a unicorn to land in your backyard. It's probably not going to happen. Passivity screams insecurity and lack of confidence, two of the biggest attraction killers. Women are drawn to men who are decisive, who take charge, and who go after what they want. Sitting back and hoping she'll magically read your mind and make the first move, that's not how it works. Think about it, when you're interested in something, do you wait for it to fall into your lap, or do you go after it? The same principle applies to dating. Don't be afraid to be the one who initiates, who makes plans, and who takes that first step. Remember, fortune favors the bold. Now, I'm not saying you need to be overly aggressive, but showing her that you're interested and willing to put yourself out there is crucial. It demonstrates confidence, which is incredibly attractive. So, ditch the passive approach and start taking action. The more you do it, the more natural it will become. This ties into the first mistake, but it deserves its own spotlight. Stop waiting for the stars to align, the planets to be in perfect harmony, and the universe to give you a sign that it's the perfect time to ask her out. The truth is, the perfect moment rarely exists. Life is messy, timing is unpredictable, and there will always be something that seems like it could get in the way. But here's the thing, if you're genuinely interested in someone, you make the time. Waiting for the perfect moment is often just a way to avoid the possibility of rejection. It's easier to tell yourself that you're waiting for the right time than it is to face the fear of putting yourself out there. But let me tell you something. Rejection is a part of life. Everyone experiences it at some point. It's how you handle it that matters. Don't let the fear of rejection hold you back from potentially amazing experiences. So how do you know when it's a good time to ask her out? Simple, when you're having a good conversation, when there's a natural flow, and when you feel a spark. Don't overthink it, just go for it. Okay guys, I get it. Social media has become a major part of our lives, and it can be tempting to use it as a way to gather intel on your crush. But there's a fine line between harmless curiosity and full-blown social media stalking. Constantly checking her profiles, analyzing every like and comment, and trying to decipher hidden meanings in her posts is not only creepy, but it's also a recipe for disaster. First of all, it's a huge waste of time and energy. Instead of focusing on building a genuine connection with her, you're obsessing over curated online personas. Secondly, it can make you seem insecure and desperate. Women can sense when a guy is overly invested in her online activity, and it's a major turnoff. Instead of stalking her social media, focus on interacting with her in real life or through genuine, meaningful conversations online. Engage with her content in a way that feels natural and authentic, but don't let it consume you. Remember, social media should be a tool to enhance your interactions, not a substitute for them. Chapter 4. Mistake 4. Bombarding her with messages. So, you've matched with a girl you like, and now you're excited to talk to her. That's great. But hold your horses, cowboy. Don't go overboard with the messages. Constantly texting her throughout the day, sending multiple messages in a row without a response, and generally bombarding her with your attention is a surefire way to scare her off. Think about it. Would you want to be on the receiving end of that kind of digital onslaught? Probably not. It's overwhelming, it's suffocating, and it screams clingy. Instead, focus on quality over quantity. Send thoughtful messages that spark conversation and give her space to respond. If she doesn't reply right away, don't panic. She has a life outside of her phone, just like you do. Remember, the goal is to create a connection, not to overwhelm her with your constant presence. Give her the space to miss you, to wonder about you, and to look forward to hearing from you. Chapter 5. Mistake 5. Staying stuck in the friend zone. You've been texting for a while now and the conversation is flowing. That's great. But here's the catch. If you want to take things to the next level, you need to move beyond friendly banter and into more romantic territory. Staying stuck in the friend zone is a common mistake guys make. They're afraid to make a move, so they keep the conversation light, surface level, and ultimately platonic. Don't be afraid to flirt. Tease her playfully, compliment her sincerely, and let her know that you're interested in her as more than just a friend. Escalate the conversation gradually. Start by asking more personal questions, sharing your own vulnerabilities, and creating a deeper emotional connection. Remember, the key is to be smooth and confident, not sleazy or pushy. Gauge her responses and adjust your approach accordingly. Chapter 6. Mistake 6. Putting her on a pedestal. Listen, I know when you're really into someone, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement and start idealizing them. But here's the thing. Putting her on a pedestal is a recipe for disaster. When you put someone on a pedestal, you're essentially saying that you see them as superior to you. You're putting all the power in their hands and you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Remember, she's human just like you. She has flaws, insecurities, and bad days, and that's okay. In fact, it's what makes her interesting and relatable. Instead of putting her on a pedestal, focus on building a genuine connection based on mutual respect, shared values, and authentic attraction. See her as an equal, not as someone you need to impress or worship. When you approach dating from a place of confidence and self-assurance, you're more likely to attract someone who appreciates you for who you truly are. So now I'm going to teach you the right way to send a message so you can go out with the girl. But if I need to tell you a general rule, online conversations are an extension of a face-to-face conversation. Don't come here if you want to watch a video and go out wanting to meet girls online. First, you'll meet them in real life and then call them online. You have to understand that girls receive a lot of messages and they won't pay attention to you who called her online. Unless you've met her, you haven't, so stop being scared. Meet people in real life and then you take it to the online game. Okay, so to start a conversation with a girl online, first use a fun opener. You have to get the girl's attention through your first message. I recommend that you use two things. You use something that you've experienced in real life so that your approach is unique. That is, only you experience that with her. So only you can talk about that with her. So remember, what did you talk about if you had a funny situation, and use that to start a conversation with her, or take a look at her social media. See if she posted anything cool recently in her history or even on her feed and comment on it, or if she commented on one of your posts, start the conversation from there just by name. Start the conversation with things like, "Hi, how are you doing? What are you doing?" Let's be honest. You don't care about how is it girls' day. You just want to ask her out. You just want to be with her, so you can't fool me. You can't fool them. Don't stop using these things, these ready-made phrases like, "Hi, how are you doing? What are you doing?" Why, man, these are conversations. We use them when we want to be more formal, and you have to be fun. Girls want fun. So now I'm going to show you some examples, some prints of some of my students who started conversations this way, and that proves that they listened and that teaching here works. Look, just start by analyzing this first conversation here. The guy came up and asked about the girl, and then, "You also like the beach?" She said yes. As you know, they can see things on social media and don't even notice when someone comes up and comments on it. She was surprised and even caught her attention. You know why you trigger her curiosity. She and he comment that they saw it on her stories and immediately ask a question. It's an assumption that I teach in my training. I teach them to make assumptions like, "Do you prefer this or that?" Because this creates a fun dynamic in the conversation. So in the example, he asks if you could choose between not eating a hamburger for the rest of your life or not going to the beach for the rest of your life. What would you choose? Calm down. What is a burger? It has to do with the beach, nothing to do with it. Our friend is using a strategy that I also teach in training. It's a related joke. It's associated with the chain of associations. What do you want to do with it? He threw out the subject of a hamburger because, look, it's a masterstroke. I think I'd go without a hamburger because being without the beach is already too much. Then he says, "So tell me, what are you going to do on Sunday?" He also did very well. Why didn't he invite her out on Sunday? He asked what she's going to do on Sunday. It's the right way to probe a nerd. He has information about what the girl intends to do on the day you intend to spend with hers, you understand? And then look, she answers nothing because he sends a photo of a hamburger place in the city of